So I kind of didn't want to record this episode. Felt a little edgy, felt a bit unsure, but that means obviously it had to be recorded. Obviously, I have to share this information because that edginess is really indicative of growth and indicative of something very magical and necessary to share because not only it will unlock something within me, but also within you. So I have really downplayed the results I get with my clients. I think I make up excuses in my own head of I don't have enough clients, I don't have enough testimonials, the transformation isn't big enough, or it's done, I helped them, now moving on. I don't need to kind of emphasize what I've done because when you do good work, it's good work. And that's all that is. But what I've really realized is that's not true. And people need to hear your story. They need to hear the impact that you've made in people's lives so they understand how you can help them. And so for anybody who's starting their own business, especially if it's in coaching or services, it's just so important to share testimonials, even if, they have to be anonymous, even if it's still in like the process, the journey, but you see a difference changing within your clients. Like it's something fun and bold to share, and you'd be doing a disservice to your clients to not share this and with your community, with the world, because it means that you're celebrating them. And when I realized that what I just said, I was like, oh man, I really, really need to celebrate them more and thus celebrate myself, because I think my business is always challenging me to step forward, to shine more brightly. And lately, it's been challenging me to really share more about the impact that I've made, because how is anyone going to know if I'm not sharing it? And so today's episode is all about sharing like what I've been able to help my clients with and some of the fun things that come up that are unexpected. So people come to me because they need help with their career, their purpose. They don't feel happy in their lives. They don't feel happy in their jobs. And spirituality, wellness modalities, astrology, human design, meditation, mindfulness, all of the above and beyond have really piqued their interest. And they're wondering, hey, can this help me figure out the questions that I have? Can these things help me answer these questions? But honestly, it's just really coming home to yourself, to understand your own identity, understanding your values, really being honest with yourself about what you want, and not only saying it to yourself, but being able to share it with others. So people come to me to transform, like let's say on a career, business, professional level, but that transformation goes into their personal areas of their life because those things are within you. They're housed within one body, one unit, one entity. And so if you're feeling stressed, if you're feeling unworthy in your personal life, like that for sure will bleed into your professional life and vice versa. So people come to me when they are feeling very stuck, when they're in the beginnings of their spiritual awakening, or they know they want to make a change in their career, in their professional life, but they don't know how because they're like, okay, I've always done this, but I want to do something else. Like, how do I change this? Or if I want to start a business, especially a wellness business, how will I create that? So I go through all these modules that really help you to set strong intentions, create a strong foundation day to day of helping you to excavate who you are, understanding your challenges, your pitfalls, where you're holding yourself back, embracing all parts of you, and really just learning more about yourself through astrology and other systems and modalities. And once you're able to understand yourself, you're able to see the impact you want to make in the world, what you want to create, because obviously you don't know what you want to do if you don't even understand yourself. The first part is understanding yourself, your shadow self, the things that you want to celebrate, but the things you also want to hide as well, because that is going to be the key. I say that your greatest challenges, your greatest struggles are also going to be your greatest gifts and what you help people with, but also the story that you share that will really shake people up and move them, move something, shift something within someone else. So that first part is really setting intentions, laying the foundation for understanding yourself, embracing yourself. And then we talk about intuition, we talk about manifestation, and really start reflecting your new upgraded internal world into your external world. So all these magical things will start to happen actually within the first few weeks of working with me, because when you choose to work with me or someone else, another guide, another coach, you're not actually choosing the product, the service that they're marketing. You're choosing their energy, you're choosing their vibe, their personality, and how they show up with you. And everyone who's worked with me, it's always been super easy. They're like, hey, I want to talk to you about this. I had one friend, I have a lot of friends that work with me that just flew out to visit me and was like, I have to work with you. Maybe she didn't say that in the very beginning, but she said, I knew I had to see you. And, my intuition, my psychic abilities have really been in overdrive and supercharged like this year. And so I recognized it as it was time after all these years of us being friends and me unofficially mentoring and giving advice. She really needed something that was more serious, that was more structured, and that we would meet on a weekly basis. And it was just so funny because when she started talking, I already saw it. I knew it. And I knew that this was going to be a great fit. But all my clients have come through in this way. People just know. So if you're like unsure, take some time, see, and then you'll know if it's a strong yes or kind of like a maybe, then it's probably a no in this moment. Not a no forever, but just for this moment in time, because you have to feel super excited and also maybe a little bit scared, a little bit anxious, because it's going to be a stretch for you. This is going to be something you've never done before, whether it's working in this capacity, spending this type of money, which is, a commitment to yourself. And money is really just a currency of energy, and it feels so different to really invest in yourself. You're like, yes, I believe in myself. The investment is for you. It's you making a strong statement to yourself and to the world, to the universe, that I'm ready. I'm going to step into my power. I'm a badass and I'm going to do this. I'm really going to reach higher than I've ever reached before. And so clients will start to see a shift in the first few weeks. A lot of times clients will come to me like their light is a little bit dim. Their energy is a little bit slow. Their energy and their vibe is kind of like, I wouldn't say like mopey, but it's kind of like it's not shiny. They're not as excited as they could be. They're not as enthusiastic as they could be. And through just those first few weeks together, they feel a little bit lighter. They feel more excited. They feel brighter. They're super optimistic. They begin to see the world in a very different way because I am lifting your energy. I am holding you up and allowing you to stay at that frequency, to stay in that mood, in that vibe. And that's really how everything happens in life. You align to a new version of yourself when you choose to shift your energy and say, I choose to be this type of person, and this type of person does things in this way, makes this stuff happen, and calls in these types of things into their lives. So it is a conscious decision, but by having someone there with you, they are able to help you with things that you don't see, that you struggle with, and you're able to just maintain that frequency, maintain that mood for longer. And the longer you are able to maintain that belief that everything is going to be okay, that you are going to be able to create this business, that you're going to figure things out in due time, and you trust in divine timing, the more magic starts happening in your life. So I have clients like, during our mentorship together, whether it's business or spiritual, a mindset reset, they figure out like what they're meant to be doing. They start their businesses, or they figure out that they want to switch careers and they need a bridge role. They need a bridge 9 to 5 before going into their like full-time entrepreneurship journey. I have clients buy homes, find their dream home with like effortless ease, which I always think is like a bonus. Sometimes there's these extra personal things that come in, like I'll make meditations for clients to help them find the right home, meditations for like worthiness. Recently, I had a client get pregnant after trying for so long, and just brings me so much joy when this happens during our time working together. And after our time together, whether it's 3 months or 6 months, clients like they shift into like hyper mode, some of them, and they're like changing everything in their lives. They're like, I moved to a new city, I moved to New York, I moved to Los Angeles, and I feel so different because you're activated a different part of you when we're working together. And that activation continues on well after the 3 months or the 6 months. And there's this momentum. Like I've helped you understand yourself in a different way. I've lifted you and helped you maintain a new frequency. And so everything starts shifting. People get TV spots, radio spots, magazine coverage. Like it's just so incredible what I've been able to see. Obviously, there's new jobs, there's promotions. People get lots of promotions when they're working with me. And just because like they have a different frequency, they value themselves more, they're more confident, they feel more worthy. And all of that shifting inside gets reflected in the external world as well. Like, I mean, it just brings me so much joy to be able to guide people in this way. And so, yeah, my intuition has been nudging me to share this with you so that you understand a little bit more like behind the scenes of what it's like in the journey of like when you start working with me, what does it feel like? What are the types of people that come to me? And what happens like after we work together too? Like the magic still continues, and there's so much that can be created during the time together. And it's really how much you put in is how much you will get out of it. And especially now that I've kind of supercharged all of my one on ones, whether it's readings or mentorship, these programs with like my intuition, with my psychic abilities starting last summer, I can't wait to see like how these clients that have started with me after I tapped into these abilities and what they'll be able to create. I mean, now all my sessions always have some element of a reading to it of like, hey, I think you should do this. I feel this for you, or blah, 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 blah. I mean, now I know. Had to be in San Francisco, had to experience all those things, had to move multiple times last year so that all these things, all these pieces clicked into place. So if you're feeling called to work with me one on one, you know what to do. DM me on Instagram at WOOWOCO. You can find how to reach me in the show notes, email, whatever it is. I'm excited to help you in your journey, to help you feel more empowered and to be more authentically you and to really shine brighter to the point that I have clients that their family and their friends, they ask you like, what have you been doing? You seem like really happy. Something's changed within you. And I love those stories because I'm like, that was within you always. And you just needed a little bit of support to bring that out.